about Friends Co-op?
Well, I guess I don't know exactly how it came to be. I know it started as a Quaker-based co-op, and I'm not sure where that stopped along the lines, if they were actually the original Quaker members. But there are two main, I guess, threads of Quaker tradition that we still keep up with. One is we have this moment of silence before dinners where we all like hold hands and kind of reflect on our days for usually only like 5 seconds. It's nice and peaceful. And then also, more importantly, we have consensus-based decision making, which kind of gives everyone the right to block or kind of thwart different decisions if they think that it's offensive to them or they think that it's a horrible decision. So everyone kind of has their own right to say what they want to say.
13 people live here right now, 14 and a half because we have 2 kids half time. But so we don't have a landlord and we like split up how the house runs.
Ready for our first day of leafletting. Yay! Leafletting at University of Wisconsin. That generator's really loud. We did just under 2,000 leaflets this morning, and yeah, the take rate wasn't so good, but we still got the message out there. It's good to get the message out there, obviously. We're eating lunch at this food cart called Monzo right now. It's really good. They have a lot of vegan options like falafel, hummus, things like that. Rachel's enjoying something right now. I'm having the Harvest Planner, which is really good. I highly recommend it. And now we're going to go back to the Friends Co-op, and after that we're going to 2 local high schools to leaflet. So, yeah.
We're splitting up. Kevin and Rachel are going to the East High School, and John, Mary, and I are going to the West High School, and we're hoping to hand out the rest of our 4,000 leaflets here in Madison.
Today we leafleted at a high school in Madison, and I talked to a couple people who were really interested. This one girl asked if the literature was about veganism, and I let her know that it was. And she said she just went vegan last month, and that she was talking her friends into going vegan. And I ended up giving her a few extra leaflets to give to her friends to help her hopefully get them to go vegan too. But yeah, overall it went really well.
Where are we going today?
Lake Mills. About 35 miles from here.
Okay, so this morning Kevin and I got up at 6 a.m. and we biked to West High School, which is about a little over 2 miles away from the co-op, and we leafleted there. The students were very receptive. We gave out, how many? 321 leaflets at the West High School. And then we headed back to the co-op, left our bikes here, and then walked the 0.3 miles to the university. And then we handed out the rest of our leaflets there. We handed out about a little over 400. So yeah, that concludes our time in Madison. We we're biking to Lake Mills today, which is about 35 miles away, and then we're camping there. And yeah, so we gave out all 4,000 leaflets here in Madison, which is really good. We're about ready to depart from the Friends Co-op right now. We're leaving soon. It's kind of sad to leave, but you know, it'll be good to continue onward. Rachel's coming up the stairs right now. Jamie's down there. Mom's fixing her bike, and Kevin's testing the tires. And after that, we'll be pretty much ready to carry on. So yeah, we'll miss this place.
We are halfway to Lake Mills. We stopped to take a bathroom break, and we're about to head back on. About 15 miles to go.
Wednesday morning, and a couple slower ones still sleeping. Supposed to have rain today. Pretty strong winds from the east.
Jamie, what have you learned from this trip?
Probably that it is best to set goals a little lower so that we realize, I mean, we set our goals very, very high, and when we were a little short of those, we were very disappointed. And if we had set our goals to a more reasonable thing, we would have been ecstatic to reach that goal, but when we set our goals a lot higher.
Jamie, what has surprised you from this trip?
Kind of how well we all work together. I mean, I knew that we did, but it's just, I'm surprised at how well, you know, everything kind of fell into place once, even with all the adversities that we faced, how all we came together as a group and how strong and resilient we really are.
Jamie, what has been the hardest part of the trip for you?
Probably it was the second or third day. I was sick with just a cold, but kind of that combined with trying to bike against 18-mile-per-hour winds and having a fever just kind of wasn't too much fun.
Jamie, what was the highlight of the trip?
Honestly, I would say for me was probably when I had a girl come up to me at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and she told me that she had received one of our leaflets and decided to go vegetarian on the spot, and that just, it was freezing cold out, and basically that just reminded me why we're there, is because we actually are making a difference.
Rachel, how was couch surfing and camping?
Couchsurfing was great. Everyone was really welcoming, and we got to meet a lot of other people and other vegan activists. Camping was a lot of fun. It was cold, but we got a fire going thanks to Kevin, and it turned out really well.
Rachel, what has been the hardest part of the trip for you?
Definitely the biking. The different conditions, the wind, rain, and snow have been hard, and plus the 30-plus miles that we tried to do every day.
Rachel, what has been the highlight of the trip for you?
Leafleting at the high schools and colleges have been the best part of the trip. Just all the great reactions and interactions we have with people, and just seeing the positive impact that we're making.
John, what have you learned from this trip?
I think out of everything I've learned that, you know, it's kind of a good thing that we've, you know, run into certain struggles such as the wind and, you know, losing the bike trailers. It kind of made me realize that we're all very, you know, adaptable people, and we can, you know, evolve.
John, what was the highlight of the trip?
I would say the highlight of the trip was me talking to this one guy who was originally kind of skeptical and not really hostile, but more like pretty against veganism, and just through talking with him for about 15 minutes, I actually convinced him to try meat-free Mondays, so that was pretty good.
John, what has been the hardest part of the trip?
I can think of the two hardest things would have to be, obviously the weather. That's just been unbelievably bad. And, the second hardest thing was waking up that Wednesday morning on the campsite. I had a hard time getting up that morning. I was really crabby, and I would like to thank all my teammates for dealing with me, so.
Mary, what has been the hardest part of the trip?
Definitely the weather. It's been difficult when we've been trying to bike against winds and snow, rain. The cold has had a huge impact in being able to bicycle well.
Mary, what was a highlight for the trip for you?
Definitely the highlight would be being with great, compassionate people and along the way meeting more. It's just been a wonderful time.
And what has been the hardest part of the trip for you?
I'd have to say the weather as well too. Yeah, just trying to bike in the cold, the rain, the wind, everything. Yeah, biking in the bad weather like that's been the hardest part.
Kevin, what was the highlight of the trip for you?
For me, it was the few times, or leafleting at different times. I went to give leaflets to different people, and they said that they were already vegan, and so that just, yeah, I'd say that was the highlight for me.
What you doing?
Drinking some coffee at this awesome River West Co-op.
What are we doing right now?
We're gonna get brunch at the River West Co-op.
Our breakfast just arrived. Looks really good. It's the vegan, what is it?
Ranchero plate.
Vegan ranchero plate.
My name is Rachel. This is Munchie. He's one of my 4 cats.
Oh.
I'm a member of called Citizens United for Animals, and we do protests like circus protests, fur protests. We do leafleting and all kinds of vegan outreach and educate people about plant-based diets and about the cruelties of factory farming.
That's awesome. How long have you been involved in activism?
Only about 2 years. This is Lewis, and he was living in a situation where he was being neglected. He was being kept in a laundry room, and he wasn't being provided food and water regularly, or being cared for properly, and so he was surrendered, and so now we're going to look for a loving forever home for him.
Who is this?
This is Sebastian, and he is also from Milwaukee Animal Control, and my group, Citizens United for Animals, pulled him out of animal control because he was on the top of the list. So he would have been next to be euthanized. But he's really underweight, So we're not sure what his prognosis is.